welcome into the Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel. I'm Star. Today is Monday, April 25th, and because it's a Monday, y'all know what that means. It's time for What Sold on eBay. Just like every week, we're going to take a look at all of the plush that sold during the week to give you an idea of the plush that we moved. I do show you each and every plush that sells every week. Then we'll move into the highlights of the other items that we sell. I pick out bolos, high dollar items, and solid bread and butter items. All good things for you to be on the lookout for when you're sourcing, and you can see what we realistically sell them for. So let's jump on in with what you're looking at here. This is a Pomsies Loomies Rainbow Charged Interactive Pet Pixie. Say that 3 times fast. I had a pink Pomsy as well. That one had light up eyes and like a bendy tail. That one sold on Poshmark last week, and this one sold on eBay. The Pomsies came in a wholesale lot. I think they were 50 cents or $1 a piece, and they shipped first class in tiny little wee boxes just to protect them. I did take a best offer of 10 on this one, and it shipped first class. Next up, we have a Thai Sanrio Hello Kitty plush beanie balls. So you can see right there where it's a tie. And then these round ones are usually called beanie balls with a Z. Hello Kitty is good when it's not tie. So if you find the Build-A-Bear Hello Kitties, I've sold those for like $20, $25. If you find other brands or the vintage Hello Kitties or the actual Sanrio ones, those are all good. Solid bread and butter, and some of them can actually be worth a lot more money. The Thai beanie balls and beanie babies are, most of you know that most of that's just going to be poop. There are some beanie buddies that are worth picking up, but this was 50 cents at the Goodwill, so I did pick it up. Sold it for $9.99, shipped first class. Next up, we have a white Tigger, a winter holiday Disney store special. The Disney store put out several different versions of their winter holiday plush for Winnie the Pooh. There's a Tigger that's orange, wearing sweaters, and there's a naked Tigger, like a white Tigger without a sweater on. There's several different versions. I think they're all worth picking up when you find them. This one came to me in a lot that I purchased, so his cost was about $1, maybe $1.50. He sold for $17.99 and shipped first class. But whenever I see any of the Winnie the Pooh characters that are different than the usual normal oversaturated ones, I always grab them. Next up, we have a Wild Republic Cuddlekins Meerkat. Now, this one might be coming back to me. They did open a return, and they said they got a different meerkat than they purchased. I don't know if they were fishing for a partial refund or a full refund. So we're just going to wait and see if they return it and see what happens. We don't just accept somebody's word that, oh, hey, I got a different item than what was listed. If they want to return it, they can absolutely return it. And if it comes back to us in the same condition, we'll go ahead and refund them. Or if they send it back something else, then we'll go from there. But I do have several meerkats in our inventory, and all the other ones are still here. So I don't think I mailed her the wrong one. And if it turns out that I did, that's fine. I'll refund her, but we'll see if it comes back. But these Wild Republic animals are always good to find. They're also called K&M International. You can see that here. That was like an older tag or older name they went by. They're still K&M International. And most of the animals that you get that are Wild Republic are very realistic, very cute. So absolutely worth picking up. I did accept the best offer on this one of $16.16, and he shipped first class. I did find him at the Goodwill for 50 cents. Next up, we have another tie. This is a Beanie Buddies Rover Red Dog. So this is an example of like a real low-end, almost a poop Beanie Buddy. He's vintage from 1998, but he's still not worth very much. The reason I listed him, I did find a grab bag of plush at a local thrift store here a few weeks ago. It was the first time I saw plush in a thrift store. here that wasn't priced astronomically high. They had a bucket of plush, and a lot of them were things I'd normally pick up, but they were like $4 and $5 a piece. But they had this little bag for $8 that had like 20 small plush in it, and I'm like, I'll grab it for $8 and see what I get. And a lot of them in there were vintage, special plush, different brands and stuff. They're all listed in the store, and most of them comped between 20 to 35. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to list everything that came in the bag. I took a best offer of 10 on the dog. Hopefully the more expensive plush will start moving, but for now, the smaller one, the cheaper one sold. Here we have a Disney Minnie Mouse. This is just a run-of-the-mill, oversaturated Minnie Mouse in her polka dot shirt, has writing on the tag. I picked it up for 50 cents. I will pick up these oversaturated characters and brands and plush when they're 50 cents or a quarter, or they're in grab bags or mystery lots or whatever, and I will list them. If I'm buying them one at a time and they're more than 50 cents, then I will pass unless there's something really special or unique about them, like the white Winnie the Pooh characters. But Minnie here was 50 cents. She sold for a best offer of 11, and she shipped first class. And so those were all of the plush that we sold on eBay last week. There were 6 of them. And then we'll go over Macari and Posh sales later, probably next week. I usually wait and do like a whole month on those platforms. Okay, you guys are looking at a Dallas Cowboys Terrell Owens jersey, and I'm pretending I know who that is because no, I don't do the sports. You guys know that. But we did get this jersey in a wholesale lot. Its cost was about $1.50. It is a size 2XL. We did take a best offer on it of $23. It was already on our 25% off sale on the weekend, and the guy and I went back and forth $1 at a time. And so I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to take his offer. And it shipped first class. Then we have these Madewell women's button fly jeans. These were just in my thread up haul I showed you guys very recently. And I did start these out around $35, and then they went on the 25% off sale. And I sent out an offer of $30 on them, and I accepted that. I probably would have taken 30 even when they were listed full price at 35. So I was happy with that. Unfortunately, I did find that when I was comping Madewell, they don't comp as high as they used to. Did you hear that little tone? I'm really trying not to get on my soapbox, but don't race to the bottom. Okay, next up we have a Marvel versus Capcom, Ultimate Marvel versus Capcom 3 video game for the Microsoft Xbox 360. So this was free to us. It came in a big thing of wholesale that we got. And it sold for $14.99, shipped first class. So what we do with these is we wrap a piece of bubble wrap around them, and then they go in padded envelopes like what we send our remotes out in. We have these finest thread luxury goods. These came in a wholesale lot a long time ago. I want to say 2019. And everything in that box was about $2 a piece. And most everything sold right away, very quickly. It had a lot of really good brands of men's and women's jeans and shorts. And this was just one of the oddballs that, I mean, it's not like a well-known brand. They are cool because they're the Moto jeans, which is this stuff here that you see. If you ever see that on jeans, you can call them Moto jeans. But they just took a long time to sell because they're not sought after. They're not a well-known brand. They did sell for $22.49, and they shipped in a padded flat. Anthropologie, everyone knows about Anthropologie. It's a good brand. They have a lot of different names or brands underneath their brand. So make sure you know their RN number when you're outsourcing, because you can find stuff by Anthropologie that you didn't even know. They have so many names that they put on their clothing items. I did have a video that went over RN numbers that told you which one was Anthropologie's. So you can like memorize it or write it down somewhere for while you're outsourcing. I'll have that video pop up at the end for you guys. But anyway, we found this for $1.50 at a thrift store, and it sold for $22.49, shipped first class. Rock Revival. These are not the Rock Revivals I just showed you guys in my thread up box I unboxed. This was a different pair of Rock Revivals we already had listed in our store. These were $5, half off at the thrift store. They're the Jessica Skinnies, but Rock Revival is absolutely a Bolo brand. These I took a best offer of 40 on, and they shipped first, or no, they shipped in a padded flat. Sorry about that. Lafayette women's pants. These are an example of something that has been around forever. Star bought these for 99 cents way back when Star was learning and really didn't know what I was doing. Longtime viewers have heard this story before, but if you're new to the channel, when Keith and I first started reselling, we would go to the bins and we would go to 99-cent days and we would just buy everything, bring everything home. And we learned as we listed it and comped it, what was poop, what was bread and butter, and what was Bolo brands. So we were like self-taught just by purchasing everything. And I just leave stuff in the store forever until it sells. I don't really go through and take old stuff and get rid of it that often. Sometimes I will. We did get rid of a lot of stuff before we moved to Florida, but I left these in. They're kind of nice. And they still comped at this high all these years later. So they finally sold on a best offer of $25. They shipped first class. I probably wouldn't pick this brand up ever again, but I do know some resellers who like this brand. So that would be up to you. If you found this brand, you could comp what you had, whether it was jeans or slacks like this, figure out your cost of goods, know it's going to be really long tail, and figure if it's something you want to invest in. A Lucky Brand women's tee. I just showed this in a recent haul, I believe. It was about $1.50 on half off day. These are not the greatest of photos either. Here's an example of how not to take a photo. You see the sleeve over there? Oh my gosh, that's awful. This one's good though. No, kind of. That's bad. Make sure your stuff is sitting evenly on the hanger if you're not using a mannequin, folks. Anyway, this sold for $15.99. Most of the Lucky Brand t-shirts are going to sell for $16 to $18. If you have a really big size or something super unique, you can probably go for $20. And it shipped first class. True Religion jeans. This is another great example of a brand that no longer sells for, nor does it comp at what it used to because of that lovely race to the bottom. These I used to start at $50, this brand, and take best offers of $45 and $40 all day long. Now I start them at $40, and you guessed it, I take best offers of $30 and $35. These sold for $30. These were an older pair that have been around since Pittsburgh, I believe. So they were about $6 at Goodwill. If I got them out here, they were $5. So that's those. And then I'm going to show you just a couple of remotes just to kind of go through and show you an idea of the remotes. We sell remotes all the time, every day. Most of the ones we sell are going to be your bread and butter, $12 to $15. Sometimes you have the poopy ones that sell for $8, $9, and $10, and sometimes you have the really good ones. We purchase our remotes in bulk from our contacts and our dealers that we deal with, and we pay like, oh my gosh, like 20 cents a remote. So when we get them and we list them all, and whether they're $8 or $50, we typically will list all of them and sell them because it's all profit at that point. But if you aren't purchasing remotes wholesale and you're going to thrift stores and church sales and finding them one at a time, I do like to only like highlight or show you in the what sold videos the ones that sell for a little bit more so that you can be on the lookout for those if you're buying one-offs. When you're purchasing things one at a time, your cost of goods is typically higher and you want to get better items than if you just, oh, I got 2,000 remotes in this pallet. I'm going to list everything that's good, even the $8 ones. So this is a Sony CD player. A lot of the CD player remotes are good regardless of the brand. Sony's obviously a good brand. This one sold for $17. Nope, best offer. Checked my notes. This one sold for $15.15, listed at $17.99, but we took a best offer of $15. And of course, it shipped first class. This is a Pioneer. We took a best offer on of $35. This one listed, sold within a day of being listed, pardon me. So this one was listed and sold within a day on a best offer of $35. We always price a little high to start so that we do have room for those offers and to run sales. If you guys see Pioneer remotes, I would absolutely recommend picking them up, or at the very least comping it to see if you should source it. And then we have this genuine Epson projector remotes. Projector remotes typically go for really high dollars depending on the brand and the model. A lot of the projector remotes that we have sold have been $20, $30, $40. This is an example of a lower end one, but it sold really fast. We had two of them. The same person bought both. He offered $8 a piece. And so we sold them both for $16. And they went in the same envelope, and they were still first class to ship out together. And they sold really quickly. So sometimes having a really fast return on your investment is just as good as having a higher dollar sale, at least in my opinion. And last but not least, the most exciting thing we sold all week, I found these in a mixed lot of clothing that we bought, and everything in there was about $1 a piece. And this was just mixed in with shirts and pants and shorts, and it was just a good mixed lot that we purchased from another reseller. And they sold for $69.99. Now these are vintage Oshkosh overalls. Size 10 is kind of one of those mid-ground average sizes that are harder to move most times, especially with like women's jeans. But these came in a wholesale lot. I didn't pick them myself off the rack. I didn't choose these as a one-off or whatever. I absolutely listed them. I priced them a little high. I figured I would have to sit on them for a little while before they would move, but I wanted to price them high and wait for the right person to come along that wore a size 10, that knows their 90s fashion and their vintage Oshkosh. They actually were only up for about a month, about 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks, a little under a month. And we had a lot of interest in these overalls on Poshmark, and I had sent out a lot of offers over those 3.5 weeks, and no one bit. No one took my offers. And I sent out a couple on eBay. They were also listed on Mercari, but we had some interest and some offers. And finally, they sold full price overnight. So I woke up to the sale this morning. They sold last night, so that was pretty exciting. They finally sold full price, and it's kind of what I had expected, that they would sell for this high to someone who knows their vintage Oshkosh, who likes their 90s fashion, who wore size 10. So I was just waiting for the right person to come along, and they certainly did. I did manage to get these in a padded flat. I magicked. I should show you guys one day on a video how I can get really big things into padded flats. It's pure magic. But yeah, I did get them in a padded flat. So their cost of goods was about $1. They shipped in a padded flat, sold for $69.99. So this is our most exciting sale from the week. Hey, if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down in the comments below. Hit the thumbs up before you leave. It really helps the channel out so much. And also subscribe to the channel to help support us as well and help feed a hungry hippo. You can find us on Instagram at Flippin' Hippos, and on Facebook, Flippin' Hippos Reseller Group. Join us over there. There's a link in the description box for you. And again, I'll put the RN number video up for you guys. If you haven't seen it yet, give that a look over. It's helpful and useful when you're outsourcing. Until next time, go be productive, go make some money. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Y'all are the best. Bye.